Good morning, Minimal. So nice to see you. I like to start my morning mantras with a series of tones, and I try to see how long and even I can hold them for. Shema Yisrael, Asher Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. ואהבת את ענת אלוהיך ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומייך וקשרתם לעוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. So, good morning, all. Those are words that I like to say every morning from the book of Deuteronomy. Supposedly they were said by Moses. In actuality, they were said by some priest after the Babylonian exile, perhaps, maybe before. Hard to say. And the translation goes, listen, Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad is one. Listen, Israel, that name is a single thing. All things, actually, are a single thing. The serpent contains itself. You are totality. And this is a paradox that we cannot understand. So the next part is instructions on how to handle this paradox. Good morning, Just My Dog. Good morning. The next part of the prayer goes, you shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And take to heart these instructions which I charged you today and impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Good morning, meanderings. How are you doing today? It is so very nice to see you. So what that prayer means to me is, take this first piece, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. The name is one, all is one, the infinite is one, the creature contains itself. and ponder it. Teach it to your children. Say it when you wake up. I've just woken up. I'm saying it when I wake up. Say it when you go to bed. Say it when you're traveling. Say it when you're at home. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And maybe one day, you will understand. And then, Moses continues. Me too, Meanderings. I'm excited to be here with you too. Moses continues, Vichaya. כי הביאך יהוה אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר נשבע לאבותיך לאברהם לישחק וליעקב לתת לך ערים גדולות וטובות אשר לא בנית ובתים מלאים כל טובה אשר לא מילאת וברות עצובים אשר לא עשית כרבים מזיתים אשר לא נתת והלכת ושבעת הישמר לך פן תשכח יהוה אשר תשכח ארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. When Yahweh Eloheinu brings you into the land that he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to assign to you, great and flourishing cities that you did not build, houses full of all good things that you did not fill, hewn cisterns that you did not hew, olive groves and vineyards that you did not plant, and you ate your fill. Take heed that you do not forget Yahweh, who freed you from the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. Julian, that is Hebrew. Those are words from the book of Deuteronomy. They're some of the most commonly recited phrases in the Hebrew liturgical language. And what does that one mean? Well, it means that we are on stolen land. And do not forget that we are on stolen land. That all this, the hewn cisterns you didn't hew, the olive groves you did not plant, it was stolen. You stole it. And it could just as easily be stolen from you. Don't forget. Don't take it for granted. Did I come from Babylon? I came upon a wedding that old families had contrived, with Bethlehem the bridegroom, and Babylon the bride. Oh, great Babylon was trembling, and she stood there naked with me. And Bethlehem inflamed us both like the shy one at some orgy. And when we fell together, all our flesh was like a veil, that we had to draw aside to see the serpent eat its tail. Oh, some women wait for Jesus, and some we wait for Cain. So I'll hang upon my altar, and I'll hoist my axe again, and I'll take the one who finds me back to where it all began, back when Jesus was the honeymoon, and Cain was just a man. And we'll read from pleasant Bibles that are bound in blood and skin, that the wilderness is gathering all her children back again. Yes, Willow, I am the same person who washes their food. I wash all of my food. And I am from Babylon. Okzaz. Or at least, there's a story about how Babylon came and deported my ancestors to their holy city. And those people became Babylonians, and yet they were still Jewish. And that story lives in me and makes me who I am. That trauma. So yes, Akash, I am from Babylon. Excuse me. Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, shelo ashani isha. I repeat the name of Yahweh Eloheinu, who did not make me a woman. Baruch atah Asher, Anat melech haolam, asher yitzar et ha'adam, b'chachama uvara ve'or. How do I feel about the Palestinians? Well, Meanderings, let me tell you about a Philistine god. See, the Philistines, they were a seafaring people who came from ancient Greece around 3,500 years ago. And they came and they landed on the coast of what is now Gaza, Palestine. And they settled there, and they brought with them foreign gods. And they started worshipping local gods. And one of the gods that the Philistines worshipped was this woman, Asherah. And then, a few hundred years later, the Israeli monarchy came to power. And Asherah had a husband. His name was El. And later, El was identified with Yahweh. Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Yahweh and Eloheinu are one. And when Yahweh became identified with Eloheinu, he banished his wife, banished Asherah. And these figurines have been found across the ancient world, some of them broken. It says in the Old Testament that Hezekiah destroyed the Asherah poles, destroyed her figurines. So, we have a 3,000-year-old history of the Israelites oppressing the Philistines, or the Philistines oppressing the Israelites. And I put these things in quotes because, in actuality, you cannot understand the history of the region without understanding both peoples and the way that they are intertwined and have been intertwined for thousands of years, even as the identity of the people completely changed. The Palestinians are not the Philistines, despite bearing their name. They're a completely different ethnic group. But that doesn't matter, because the trauma in the region holds. That's how I feel about the Palestinians. Meanderings. Good morning, Buffies. And yes, Ollie, this is real life. That is real history. That's religious history. But Asherah was a goddess, and she was destroyed. Kajananam Buddhaganati Sevitam Kapita Jambupala Sarabakshitam Umasutam Sakapinasakarnam Mahamatim Divyamayuravahanam Rudasyasinam Sarasainanatam Guham Sadanam Saranam Prapadye Iaku Hendutu Sarahatvala Yasupravasvarita Iavina Varandamanditatara Yasvita Padmasana Yabramachuta Sankara Patrapi Nihe Sadyadyapa Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murta Nisparanchaya Santaya Shishivanandaya Te Namaha Shri Vishnudeva Nandaya Te Namaha Om Sarva Mangla Manglaye Shive Savarta Sadike Saranye Trayambake Kauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Om. Seth, don't need to. I've got Jewish blood. So yeah, I've picked my side. This is precisely the kind of thinking that keeps this region in traumatic cycles of violence for literally 6,000 years. I have this blood, so I've picked my side. The histories are so deeply intertwined. Your side is not your side. The oppressor and the oppressed, they switch sides periodically. You can't identify with one without identifying with the other because they make themselves. I have Jewish blood too, but that is not my side. I have no side. I have both sides. What am I singing? What I most recently sang was this mantra from the Shivananda yoga tradition, the Shivananda Dhyana Sloka. Maybe I should flip this mirror camera. Flip camera. Mirror video. There we go. Now you can read it. Yes. The Shivananda Dhyana Sloka. I'm glad you think that the bird sound is relaxing, Sunny. I do too. I am located on a farm in New York. I live with 14 other people right now, and we share all of our money. It's a pretty special place. When I finish These mantras, you can ask me about it. We can chat for a little bit while I eat my breakfast. So I say a few Sanskrit mantras, and the next one goes Om Triambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam Urva Rukami Bhavandanan Mrityur Mukshiyamamritatum Triambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam Urva Rukami Bhavandanan Mrityur Mukshiyamamritatum Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashantu Makashid Tukabag Bhave Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityur Mamritam Gamaya Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate Om Shanti 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 Om Peace Peace, peace. Shared trauma can unite us all. Meanderings. Yes. Yes, I believe it can. It can also rip us to shreds. No worries, Lindsay. That is a fine question. So, right now what I'm doing is called arati. Arati is a Sanskrit word which means flame. And this next mantra that I'm going to recite, the refrain is Jaya Jayarati, which is we wave the light of victory, right? Arati, this flame here, you see? Flame. So, I say these words every morning. In the translation, it's so the first verse, Jaya Jayarati Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha. Ganesha is, well, let me show you Ganesha. Here is Ganesha. Ganesha is an elephant god, is an avatar of Shiva. This is Ganesha. Ganesha is the overcomer of obstacles. And so we start by saying, I wave this light for Ganesha, right? So we think about this aspect of God, which resembles an elephant, which is about strength and perseverance, and we think about that as we begin this long lineage, this long litany of the names of God. And they each mean something slightly different. There are stories about every single one of these names in this tradition, and I don't know all of the stories of all of the names of God. But it doesn't matter, because you repeat all of these different kinds of syllables, and they blend together. Yes, Ganesha is an Indian god. This is Ganesha. There's a story about Ganesha that Shiva cut his head off. He had the head of a normal man, and then he was barring the door to protect his mother. And Shiva cut off the head of his son, and then went off into the woods and found an elephant head and replaced it. So there are stories like that. And so we can repeat these names. We get to Abrahamic names too. And that is how we remember what it is to be alive and what it is to be this infinitely diverse reality, embedded in this infinitely diverse reality. Good morning, Mac Daddy. Good morning. Jaya Jayarati Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jayarati Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jayarati Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Chora Jaya Jayarati Venkantaramana Venkantaramana Bhavani Sankara Sitaramma Radhe Shama Jaya Jayarati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Samba Sadashiva Umamaheshwara Jaya Jayavati Raja Rajeshwari Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jayavati Anjaneya Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jayavati Dattatreya Dattatreya Trimutri Vatara Jaya Jayavati Adityaya Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sanistaraya Sanistaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sankarachaya Sankarachaya Advaita Gurave Jaya Jayarati Sadgurunata Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jayarati Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Jaya Jayarati Agastya Munaye Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jayarati Ayappa Swamine Ayappa Swamine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jayarati Jesus Grave Moses Grave Buddha Grave Jaya Jayarati Muhammad Grave Guru Nanak Grave Samastya Guru Namaha Jaya Jayarati Venugopala Natatra Suyabati Natandrakaratam Nema Vidyobati Kotoya Magni Tomiva Bantam Nabandi Sarvam Tasya Basya Samidam Vivanti Om Gange Kayamane Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Siddhikaveriya Namastitam Namo Namaha Twamiva Mata Javita Twameva Twamiva Bandusha Saka Twameva Twameva Vidya Javinam Twameva Twamiva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Kayena Vacha Manasendriyarva Buddhyat Manava Prakrite Sabhavad Karomyadyad Mangalam Parasmahe Narayana iti sarmarpayami Sarvadharmam prapichaya mamikam savarnam vrija Aham sva sarva papaya mokshayami mahasucha Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these I dedicate to you. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. That is a very excellent question, Meanderings. Do you think God needs a pronoun? I do. I think God needs all of the pronouns. You know, I say every morning, Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam shelo ashani isha. I repeat the name of Yahweh Eloheinu who did not make me a woman. And I say that earnestly because Yahweh is a dude. And he did not make me a woman. He made me a man. You know? So of course he's a dude, right? And then I can say, Baruch atah Asherah, anat malecha ha'olam. Baruch atah Asherah, anat malecha ha'olam, asher yitzaret ha'adam b'chachama uvera v'o. I repeat the name of Asherah Anat, who made me with many openings and cavities. And of course, the goddess who made me with openings and cavities uses female pronouns. Of course she does. God has all of the pronouns. God's avatars choose one or another, or both. It doesn't really matter. It's a great question. Hello, Brooke. Yes, David, God is a woman, and God is a man. What are you doing, Shannon? What are you doing? I don't know. Little Trashy, what am I practicing? I'm just concluding my morning mantras. We have one more, actually. A Kaddish for all of those people who died yesterday of coronavirus, and for all those other who suffer from the forces of death and injustice that have plagued the living since life began and will continue to cause us suffering until our lineage is done, whenever that may be. And for the last 3,500 years, 2,500 years, who knows how long, how many thousands of years, my ancestors have been saying something like the following words. Today, in this generation, they sound like this. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, B'yama divrachite v'yamlich malchute b'chayachon v'yamechon v'chayid kol beit Yisrael, B'galav v'zman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach li'olam olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yirmam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitolei v'yitolal shemei dekudisha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechem atad yamiran b'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlamai Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, Huya aseh shalom aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, Huya aseh shalom aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru, v'imru. Amen. The language is Hebrew. And why do I recite them? Well, I recite these mantras because of the first mantra which says, Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad, Asherah Echad. Listen, Israel, Asherah El Yahweh, they are one. All is one. The serpent contains itself. And are they meant to be a form of praise and worship? Sort of. The next prayer that comes after that, here, it's on my wall, right here, and it says, let me show you, can you read it? Yeah. Hear, Israel, Asherah Eloheinu, Yahweh is one. You shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house, right here, and on your gates. Hello. Are you ready to move goats? You brought me a present. Oh my goodness. Can I put you on, can I? This is my cat. She's very lovely.
Not me. I am not a cat.
No, the cat is my cat.
I haven't seen Monica yet. So
Okay. So we're not ready to move goats.
I'm not ready to move goats.
You just were bringing me a cat.
I brought you a cat because she got on my shoulder. And
Oh, hello, Mama.
I thought that she would like to be in here, and I knew you were in here because I could hear you praying.
Yeah.
When I came in from Shores.
Thank you. Oh, Mama. Mama, say hello to all the people on the internet.
Do you have many people?
There are
Many
21
friends?
people here, and
Hi,
we're talking
friends.
about Judaism.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they're asking me good questions.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You guys have fun with
Yeah.
that.